Hey, this is Jay from Never Wonder, and you are listening to the Who Magoo Radio Show in Milwaukee, the same place that Laverne and Shirley is from.
Oh, hello.
Great beer.
Your kisses, oh, honey, now you drive me crazy. If this is sweet heaven, then bury me, baby. Oh, won't you come on over here, my darling, and tell me how you feel. Yeah, won't you whisper in my ear, sweet thing, is your love real? Well, it's an old-fashioned, long-lasting, is it forever? Can we keep the train of love on track? In the rain, through the paperwork, so better. Oh, baby, do you love me? Or do you love me like that?
Oh, baby, do you love me like that? If I gave you my heart, would you give it right back? Forever and always, you will have my back. Baby, do you love me?
Hold the lovers now, baby. They got it together. Well, they must know something about hanging on in stormy weather. Yeah, hand in hand, they're walking in the sunshine or under clouds. Oh, can't you understand this heart of mine? It's got to know right now.
Baby, do you love me?
Well, it's an old-fashioned, long-lasting, is it forever? And we'll keep the train of love on track. In the rain, through the paperwork, so better. Oh, baby.
Do you love me?
Is it old-fashioned, long-lasting, is it forever? Can we keep the train of love on track? In the rain, through the paperwork, so better. Oh, baby, do you love me? Or do you love me like that?
Do you love me like that?
Do you love me like that?
Baby, do you love me like that?
Oh, do you love me like that?
Will you always have my back?
Do you love me like that? Tonight I wanna get wasted on that thing that you do. Well, it's a party night, the hunger's in my soul to do wrong right. Where you, where I'll go, a double shot of you, that's a fix I need. I wanna do too much of that fire you breathe. Tonight I wanna get wasted on that thing that you do. Of all the lips that I've tasted, you're 100 proof. And pretty soon I'll have to face it, what I'm addicted to. Tonight I wanna get wasted and get hung over on you. Pour me your kisses and your hugs, and baby, pull me too close. Well, you're a legal drug and we don't have to take it slow. Yeah, we'll cross every line and we'll get heaven high and give the middle finger to the devil down below. Tonight I wanna get wasted on the thing that you do. With all the lips that I've tasted, you're 100 proof. And pretty soon I'll have to face it, what I'm addicted to. Tonight I wanna get wasted and get hung over on you. Tonight I wanna get
Oh, thank you very much. That is Mr. Wayne Warner for the fabulous CD, All in Fun. Wasted, but not a party wasted, right, bro, Wayne?
That's right, bud. That's right, Cal. Great to join you on this. Great to join you on this Saturday before Easter, a special Easter for everybody in the country this year.
Thank you. God bless, buddy. You know, we're always chatting, having fun before we come on air, and you're in Vermont. I'm in Milwaukee area. Be safe. We have your son today, Keenan. We're going to talk about his fabulous podcast he does with his bro, Kyle, and all the great karma you do with your love, your family, adoption. It all comes together. We've talked about, 4 times on the show, and since last spring, I think the last time we chatted, and Nashville, Backstage Nashville. Tell us a little bit of how that's been running for you. Awesome stuff, huh?
Well, it turns out a lot of people have some time to read right now, and it's been really neat to get so much feedback on the book. In fact, I'm supposed to be on a radio tour right now, but I'm so glad to be here near my sons. And, as you know, we're all going through a unique time right now, and so I'm glad to be going through it here with them and getting through the feedback, getting all this feedback on the book, and we're trying to complete the new album, as you know, but everything in Nashville is on hold. So I get to be here and enjoy the boys where they're doing their podcast that we'll be talking about. And, we're obviously wishing everyone well during this time, and we're just trying to make the best of it like everyone else is doing.
Yeah, and, and hello, Keenan. Thank you, bro, for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. Well appreciated.
Oh, man, before you couldn't hear it, but Do You Love Me Like That? That was you, my friend, and your brother, I'm sure, also, and your brother in that, too, but I could hear you. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, that's featuring you, I guess, Keenan Warner.
Yes, Keenan Warner. It was a song, it was an afterthought to put that song on the album, and I wasn't sure about it until Keenan went in the studio, and I said, Keenan, is there anything you can do on this? And he kicked me out. And he brought the magic in, and so that was the final decision that made me put it on the album. Keenan is very quick with lyrics and very quick with just coming up with the magic, and he did it on that song. And so I was really glad to feature him on that album.
Yeah, I put it all together, my friend. I heard your podcast. As a matter of fact, that's the Warner Brothas podcast.
Yeah,
I love it, Fred. Tell us a little bit about that, your brother Kyle, and how you all the great ideas on that, my friend.
The Warner Brothers podcast is kind of it's really an extension of our characters. And so we kind of were talking one day and we're like, we have the studio here, we have the equipment, and we should just give a piece of us kind of to all the listeners and to everybody out there, because we just love to talk sports. We love to talk music, which is what we discuss on there. But as our latest episode, Breakfast Cereal, we're willing to tackle any topic because we just really want to go on there and bring a fun and loving environment to the community and to everybody else who want to listen.
Yeah, and getting ready for the show, I heard the Breakfast Cereal one, and I was mentioning Captain Crunch. But it was great. You two are such professionals. You've been working with your father since a young age and being around, the music and in Nashville. It was a great conversation. Yeah. And I loved how you did it. I'll tell you from 5 to 1 and, I think Golden Grams, I think your brother's was, bringing that back.
Yeah.
And,
it's been, go on.
Go ahead, buddy. I just think that's great topics. That's great fun and humor, and especially the brothers. Love that you have that comes out in the conversations and respect and the back and forth, and it's very cool. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm very amazed at their creativity. It's a sports. It's founded in sports, but as you know, everything's sort of on pause right now. So they're being very creative with coming up with content and. They've been steamed in sports since they were young. In fact, you had our friend Kathy Stewart on your show recently, and myself and my boys are both fans of her. She's an amazing artist and writer, and the way she tells it, she remembers meeting my boys on my bus in Pittsburgh, and she remembers them playing video games in my room in the back of the bus. But actually, they were just preparing for their podcast, Warner Brothers podcast show.
Mm-hmm.
And but I was so glad to hear Kathy on your show. As you know, she's very blessed and talented with her music. And so, but she had a chance to meet the boys as they were preparing for their podcast. We're talking about 10, 15 years ago now. So they were young, and they were playing video games in the back of their bus preparing for this podcast. But, you know, the boys, they both have such, for all your listeners out there, when they get a chance to hear the podcast, the boys both bring a unique personality to the show, which is a really great back and forth that really, I think, brings the party to the show. It's a great element, and that's the feedback that we're getting is the back and forth that they have. And Keenan has been behind the mic for many years, as you know. Well, you played him on that record. He's been singing on my records, and he's been working on his own album. And Kyle, he's been working in journalism and has been a fan of the English language for years. So they both bring such a unique element that really just brings a great back and forth. That's just, even if you're not a sports fan, it's just fun to listen to. And I think that is going to be the backbone. And I think that's what the great success of the show has been.
Yeah, Keenan, what I heard when you were discussing the NBA and the MJ coming up, the big series and all that, and what I love about life is I can hear your experience and your perspective at a different age. That I'm 58, I lived it, was there, but you guys are living it from a different perspective, but you know it all. You brought up the names, the Kerr, and all those Paxtons and all that stuff, and I love that. So you can reach anybody, any age, just with your knowledge, and Superman, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, my brother and I have definitely dove into all eras of sports, because you don't know about today unless you do study the past. So it's like, let's go back to the 60s with Bill Russell, and then go on and just keep going and trying to spread our knowledge that we get that other people may not know or they haven't dove into yet, and try to spread that to everybody else that is listening to our podcast.
Yeah, and as you discover it, then you bring this enthusiasm to that. Did you know that Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people are like, yo.
Yeah.
And they're fun. I mean, that's what I try doing on my show, you know? Just bring that spontaneous fun of learning, discovering. That's what I heard. And, man, that's going to be rocking stuff.
Thank you. 100% too. It's doing a podcast or doing anything, like as you're doing radio, it's just putting your personality out there and really just being yourself, because that's what people like. And around the community, people have gravitated towards us being ourselves. So it's like, okay, let's put this on mic and let's not hold back anything. Let's just be us and be authentic, and then that's what's going to connect with everybody else.
Yeah, never edit. I've been doing my thing live, but this is my end, you know. I personally, I don't listen back to after I get, check the mic a little bit, but then go, because it is what it is. But yeah, you guys are. What do you got on the border, on the menu for coming up with some other? Tell us about all the podcasts you got going, some topics that you guys had.
As further on, we're definitely gonna talk about the 10-part Jordan documentary and the Bulls documentary going on. We definitely want to dive into more music, hip-hop, R&B, anything that's current and relevant into today's music, plus going back and talking about some older albums and older artists, as well as anything people want to suggest to us. We're open to doing really anything. We're thinking about maybe talking restaurants, maybe talking some fashion style, really open to anything. And that's where we want listeners